Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series. We're at his second round time in pro stock. Shane Gray, Jed Coughlin, Jason Lyon, Alan Johnson pick their lanes against their opponents, and it all kicks off with Greg Anderson, countdown critical up against Jed Coughlin.
They've got a little staging duel. Now Greg pulls in.
And as mentioned before, the 79th time these two have met head-to-head, the most of any combination in pro stock, and a great race won by Jed Coughlin. Margin of victory 73/10,000ths of a second. Bummer for Ken Black.
Yeah, Greg Anderson really needed this win, but two very good cars on the starting line right now. You see they left pretty much together, slight advantage to Jed. He was working that wheel a little bit, wasn't a perfect run. Still was able to just slightly outrun that Summit Camaro. You take a look at the Lucas Oil photo finish cam. Look at that, just by a nose, Jed Coughlin advances to the semifinals.
The Traxxas sponsored funny car of Courtney Force advancing now to the semifinals. Put us in the seat. When you're there and a cylinder goes out, what does it feel like?
Pretty much pulls you back in your seat, and then all of a sudden you feel the cylinder go out, and it's like, ooh, and you're like just holding on, hoping it's gonna get past that line so that you turn on that wind light. And you know what? We were able to get the job done, and that's all that matters. I didn't see him out my window, and I was just praying that we'd get through that one. But you know what? I've got a great team behind me with Traxxas, and I'm just very thankful to be in this funny car thanks to them and Mike Jenkins. So you know what? We're going on to the semis, and hopefully we can keep going today.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I'd like to ask Gary Gerald what it's like to eat with Guy Fieri, but I think I know the answer to that one. Yum.
It's all good, Dave. It's all good.
I bet it was. I bet it was. Shane Gray now, the #1 qualifier, set to come up against V. Gaines.
First time today, he's got to race somebody.
Yep, got the bye because of the 15-car field.
15-car fields, he was #1 qualifier, so he gets the single. You're looking at V. Gaines right over there. He's definitely been running better. Since going to Denver, they've been working on this new car, but Shane Gray's been really running outstanding this weekend.
Stat guy.
Hey, Dave, remember the only #1 qualifier to win in Pro Stock this season, not even racing this weekend, Erica Enders-Stevens.
Yep, gonna miss this race, gonna miss Seattle. She will be back at Brainerd. The question is where will she be in the points?
Oh, look at that.
Right turn, Shane Gray. And #1 bows out here in round 2, courtesy of V. Gaines, a runner-up in the first 2 races of this year. Now has 4 round wins since then, 2 of those coming today.
V runs well, but it wasn't going to be a good enough because Shane Gray had a big-time advantage. Unfortunately, though, he could not take advantage of that because the car made a hard right turn. Unusual because this car has been on such a swing all weekend long. I guarantee you they weren't expecting that.
And for what it's worth, with a 6:55.2, actually outran Jed Coughlin, his next round opponent. So V will have lane choice. Tough break for Shane. Tough break for Greg, too. You got to be wondering what's going through the mind there. Pro Stock champion. Number of races starting to wear down for Greggy to make the top 10. Well, right now it's power rank drivers. Dave Conley set to take on Alan Johnson. Alan, who just earned his 24th national event win, happens to be tied with Dave Conley in that category.
What are the odds?
Well, that's the number guy. You got to check the stat guy about that.
He had to do some ciphering on that. You see Shane Gray getting pulled off now, so the drivers can pull into the staging beams, and that's just what they're going to do. Alan Johnson, the last driver that can sweep the swing. Obviously, he's going to win today. Oh, 005. Oh. Alan's not going to do it.
The swing will not be swept in 2023.
Good job, buddy.
That was a good run, too.
Dave Conley ends that dream for Roy Johnson and Alan. Dave, with a nice run you just mentioned, 6:54.5. That's low of this round of eliminations.
Yeah, Dave had the advantage off of the starting line by almost 0.03 of a second. So it was going to be tough for Alan to beat him because Dave also made a very good pass down the track.
6:54, 2:12.23. Good job, buddy.
Hear the news on the radio there. Meanwhile, Greg Anderson studying the time slip against Jed Coughlin. This situation now battling to get into the countdown to the championship. So much drama. It's a week-to-week event. And now we're down to just 12 possible rounds ahead from this weekend. How concerned are you?
Oh, very, Gary. Just getting tired of doing loser interviews. I got to start winning some races here. And obviously, he gave me plenty of room there, and I didn't get the job done. We were both late on the light. We probably both deserved to lose that race, but they did a little bit better job, and they're going on. So bottom line is, I thought this was one of my favorite racetracks. It is one of my favorite racetracks. We ran great here, and that'll be my best chance to win a race finally. But I screwed up, didn't get her done. So now we got to pack up, move on up to Seattle. We got 3 chances left to try and win a race before that countdown, try and get on in, and it's not going to be easy. Obviously, Jonathan Gray wants in this countdown every bit as bad as I do. So it's going to be a dogfight, and I ain't giving up. I believe me, I'm not going to give up, but I need to start doing some winter interviews.
We'll let the record show for Greg Anderson. He is still 18 points behind Jonathan Gray in the countdown to the championship. His teammate is on the line right now, Jason Line. I think we know who he's rooting for.
Pretty much all the time, but I mean, really rooting for him this time.
Jason could certainly go a long, long way to helping his teammates' chances. Jason with the reaction time advantage. That doesn't happen very often against Jonathan Gray, and he gets the round win to keep it a 1-round gap between Greg and Jonathan Gray. Way to go, teammate. So the semi-final matchups today in the normally aspirated Pro Stock category will pit V Gaines with lane choice against Jeg Coughlin in a battle of dodges. On the other side, it's the All Camaro side-by-side matchup as Dave Conley picks his against Jason Line.